Today I'm going to be testing out a Copycat Raising Cane's recipe, and my family is going to join in on a little experiment. Now I'm going to be blindfolding them to see if they can tell the difference between Raising Cane's chicken tenders and my homemade chicken tenders. Now, if you've had Raising Cane's chicken before, you already know what you say. But yeah, I'm gonna put my spin on the recipe. Now, I'm not going to venture too far away from their recipe. I'm just going to add my little twist to it. But first things first, I'm gonna head over to Raising Cane's to get a box of chicken, and then I'm gonna come back to the house and cook my homemade chicken before we start this little experiment. Are y'all ready? Let's head over to Raising Cane's.
Hello, we need the Caniac combo.
And the drink.
Dr. Pepper.
And will that be all for you today?
Yes, that'll be all, thank you.
Total will be $17.96. Second window, thank you.
Thank you.
Here are all of the ingredients that I'll be using to make my Copycat Raising Cane's chicken. It's really not that much. Child, you probably already have half of these ingredients in your kitchen. The first thing we're going to do is make a buttermilk marinade for the chicken. Now, please do not skip this part, y'all. Please don't skip this part. The purpose of the marinade is to add flavor and tenderize the meat. And to make it, I'm using 2 cups of buttermilk, 3 eggs, and a tablespoon of kosher salt. Now, once I got my chicken in there, I let it sit in the fridge for about 4 hours. You can definitely let it sit overnight, but I didn't have that kind of time today, so 4 hours it was. For the seasoning, I'm starting with a teaspoon each of garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, and Creole seasoning. The key to good fried chicken is seasoned flour, y'all. If the flour isn't seasoned, the chicken won't be either. Now, I've added 2 cups of flour to a bowl along with 1/2 cup of cornstarch. That right there is what helps make the chicken nice and crunchy. Once you've added all of your seasonings, give it a good stir so everything is mixed evenly. Don't be afraid to taste that seasoned flour. That's really the only way you'll know if it's seasoned properly. Now, once the seasoning was to my liking, I took about a cup of that flour mixture and placed it in another bowl. Then I added 3/4 cup of water and mixed it until I had the consistency of pancake batter. Now, this step is important because dipping the chicken into this batter helps the flour coating stick better, and it creates crispy edges once the chicken fries. So right now I'm just rubbing the chicken into the batter, making sure it gets into all of the grooves, and then I'm going to coat it with my seasoned flour. Before you place it into the seasoned flour, make sure you drain all of that excess liquid off, because the last thing you want is soggy seasoned flour. To make the process go quicker, I'm dredging 2 pieces of chicken at a time and then pressing it into the seasoned flour and then flipping it and doing the same thing on the other side. Then you want to place the chicken on a rack or a plate and let it rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. While the chicken is resting, I'm going to go ahead and get started on these crinkle cut fries. And one way I like to keep these fries warm is placing them in the oven after they finish cooking. Now, I have my oven preheating to 200 degrees, so once these are finished, I'm just going to stick them in there so they'll be nice and warm when the chicken is finished. The chicken tenders have been resting for about 20 minutes, so now I'm ready to drop them into the skillet. Notice how the flour isn't flaking off this chicken, y'all. It's sticking exactly the way it's supposed to. Now, Raising Cane's gives you a half slice of toast with sesame seeds, and since my kids are allergic to that, we're going to do Texas toast, and they will get a full slice of bread. All right, y'all, let me know down in the comments section, which plate do y'all think is the homemade chicken tenders, and which plate do you think belongs to Raising Cane's? I'll give y'all a few seconds to guess. If you said Raising Cane's was the plate on the right, you were correct. Give yourself a pat on the back. All right, so my family is getting ready to sample this chicken. Now, we're going to see if they can tell the difference between my chicken and Raising Cane's. Now, yeah, like I said, y'all already know. If you've had Raising Cane's, you already know. So let's see if my family knows the difference between the 2 chickens.
Am I holding it right?
Yeah,
Don't eat the paper towel now, Brady.
I can't see it, bro.
But
Can I say my answer?
okay, what? Okay, so which one is this one?
That's for sure.
How can you tell? That's for sure. What?
It's crazy.
Okay, so how can you tell?
Cause I just can't. It's trash. It's trash.
I thought y'all were joking. I'm sorry.
I'm not. You want some, bro? Where you at? There you are.
Okay, so look at Gabby.
That is dry as heck.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know it.
So everybody thinks this one is Raising Cane. So let's see what Daddy thinks.
Absolutely is. I can just feel it.
Okay, when the meme said no seasoning, I thought it was a joke.
I'm gonna go with them. They all say Raising Cane's. They're actually eating it.
I think it's
I want to go.
It's like dry.
I'm blind.
yeah, like it's dry, seasonless. I think I would have been better off eating. I
I'd like only eat this about like starving. Like
yeah, I gotta be like dang near desert starved.
Okay, so let's try this one and see what y'all think.
No, now I think about it, the one.
Yep, now y'all can bite it. I hear no complaints from Gabby.
Yeah, this is your chicken.
No,
wait, it's juicy.
no.
Got more seasoning. Like
No. Yeah.
So y'all think number 2 is mine.
Yeah.
yes.
So what do you think, Daddy?
Affirmative.
I guess I'm going with the group.
Yeah, I'm gonna lie here. I can taste the seasoning, the
like some
butter,
juice,
whatever
like-
you put it on. It got the crunch, the taste, the soft. This one, my left hand. I know for a fact this Raising Cane's. I took one bite. It's distinguishable. Okay, I'm saying.
This is like dry.
It is very, it's dry. It's a very distinctive taste. It is not a good taste. I'm trying to say distinctive trash. Like, it's distinctive trash.
Distinctive trash.
You know if you read it. You will know. If somebody hands you some Raising Cane's and you don't, and you blind, you gonna know. This is a drastic jump from mid. This is, I can't even call it mid. That's a disrespect to the word. This is, I can't even say subpar. I couldn't even pass for that. Mediocre. That is, it's as mediocre buns, cheeks. It's not good. This not over here. Oh.
I might say, just please drop a crumb.
Drop more than a crumb at Raising Cane's. I'm gonna drop the whole thing. Alright, you got that.
I ain't think I might want that
Oh,
joke.
Marvel coming off from this.
Okay, so y'all got it right. So y'all knew exactly what Raising Cane's tasted like.
Yeah, naturally.
And y'all know what mine tastes like.
Like one time.
That was my first time tasting Raising Cane's. That was. We just did that little blind taste test. Let me actually put on so I can see what Raising Cane's look like. Cause I'm astonished at what I just say. Okay. Yeah, you can see the difference. Okay. You can't see that distance, but okay. Let me bring this up. See how you can't really see all the specks, the little tiny seasoning specks? There's none of that there. Or there probably is. It's just not enough for me to see. Okay, then we have this. I'm going to assume this is yours because it looks peak perfection. My honest analysis. Mother's cooking was good. Absolutely amazing. This, you would have to starve me. I'm sorry. You would have to starve me. I'm keeping it a buck shit. I want to let y'all know, I never tasted Raising Cane's prior to today. This was my first introduction to my mother's recipe. Or I guess, knockoff recipe, whatever the recipe is. Mother's chicken and then Raising Cane's. Safe to say, I'll feed this to the dog. This one, I can't even feed it to the dog. That's, you know, spit it back out. That's 10 out of 10. Well, that's solid. I'm gone, y'all. I'm out. This whole thing right here, I'm gonna take all of this and I'm gonna eat this.
Big back, big back, big back, big back.
I'm gonna disrespect the plate for like 5 seconds and leave that there. I'm gone, y'all. Wait, I didn't say my thing.
Yep.
Big bag attack. And I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.
Well, that didn't take long. My family immediately knew the difference between my chicken and Raising Cane's chicken. They immediately knew. Now, one thing that I did notice when I was making this chicken is that my homemade chicken tenders were much bigger than Raising Cane's. Theirs were like way smaller. And y'all saw at the beginning, I spent $17 for 6 pieces of chicken, a handful of fries, a small container of coleslaw, and 1 slice of bread, y'all. $17, and that was just for 1 person. My homemade chicken, I paid $18 for 2 packs of chicken. I paid $1.37 for a whole entire loaf of bread and $2.97 for a bag of fries at Walmart. My total out of pocket for the homemade food was $22.34. Now, my homemade version fed us for 2 days. That was enough chicken to last for 2 different meals because we had so much chicken left over. $17 for 1 person in Raising Cane's versus $22.34 for 5 people for a meal that lasts 2 days. Now, that is a win in my book. Homemade cooking wins hands down in this experiment. Now, let me know down in the comment section, are y'all team homemade or team fast food? I just want you to know that your money will stretch further if you cook it yourself. I hope you all have an amazing day and we will chit chat in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye.